I'll check it out. Thank you so much, sir. Survival Doc in Missouri. You're on the air with Bill Still.
Hello, Alex. First-time caller, long-time listener. I have a comment, point of disagreement with Bill Still. I agree with most of what he says. I don't agree that we should go back to another fiat monetary system, because if you look at history, every time government has been given the ability to create unlimited amounts of money, they have used that through inflation to tax.
You're right, but in Christ's time and in the Roman times, they can manipulate metal coins as well. That's the problem. Anything can be manipulated. Is that your question or comment for Bill?
Well, yes, but I think it's a lot harder to manipulate gold and silver because they can't be created, and paper money can be created so easily. And I just don't think we can trust government to monitor that.
That's a great point, Bill. What do you say to that?
I understand the point, and that is the basic point of this thing. Can we trust government with the greatest power? And so my question to you is, and of course you said the wrong thing. You said that government's never been able to control the quantity. That's just flat wrong. But if my question to you is, if we're not going to give this the greatest power of a sovereign nation to the government, then who are you going to give it to? There's only one alternative. You can't just let it go to the void. That's what Hamilton told Washington, and so thereby the Bank of England jumped in and started creating money and started creating.
I tell you what,
debt.
Survival Doc, Bill Still, stay there. Noel, Kyle, you're coming up. We got some of these bona fide quotes as well for you. Stay with us, Bill Still. Survival Doc, you were saying that you disagree with Bill Still and saying that financial fiat has never worked, governments can't be trusted, and I kind of agreed with you if we talk about Rome or the U.S. or other systems. But there have been smaller cities, islands that have done it successfully for hundreds of years, and I thought that's where Bill was going. I talked to him during the break. That is where he's going. But overall, Bill, I think that Survival Doc, the caller from Missouri, does have a point. History is full of wreckage of governments that have issued their own currencies, but generally they allow the money power to come in and manage it, correct?
Well, that's true, but I mean, there have been outbreaks throughout history outside of the United States. The United States is the greatest example of fighting for the money power that's ever existed in the history of the world because we are the freest nation. The two go hand in hand, but smaller nations have done this successfully. For example, Guernsey off the coast of France, it's actually a British protectorate, found during the middle 1800s themselves in a horrible condition, and that is they had a very small economy, and yet their dikes were breaking down, their seawall was breaking down, they needed a new market, and so but theirs is a great microcosm of what we should be doing, and that is they agreed to just issue a Guernsey pound note and issue enough of them to do the repairs they wanted. And so what all the citizens were basically agreeing is, yeah, there's going to be more money in circulation, and so that means that there's going to be more pressure to buy goods, so the price of goods will naturally go up. So they were all agreeing to suffer the inflation equally for the common good. Then once these edifices were built, the central market and the seawalls repaired, then they could tax whatever extra money there was in the system out of existence again. And thereby it was perfectly equal and equitable. The money was being created without debt in the public interest. And on the bigger scale, that's what we need to go to in this country.
Any other points, Survival Doc?
Well, yes, just one other, and that is I think that the value and quantity of money can be controlled without bankers and governments, and that's by allowing the free market to operate. And I believe that's the opinion of Ron Paul. And
yeah, the Austrian economists love to talk about the free market. But you know what? We've had a pretty free market the last 10 years. How's that been working out for us? Not so good. There is no free market.
But it's had government backing. That's how, I mean, if the banksters wanted to engage in this fraud and rip people off, that's their civil issue. It's that pirate market with government backing that's allowed all this, Bill.
If if you just say we're going to leave it to the free market, then for sure the rich guys club of the world are going to control it because they control the so-called free market. There's no free market on the Dow Jones, the stock exchange. It's just a bunch of high-frequency computers trading with each other. There is absolutely no free market. If we had a free market, then we'd be in good shape, but we don't.
All right, Survival Doc, good questions.
I didn't get to finish my point on the radio today, so I thought I would make this short video to finish my point. I agree with the Austrian economists who believe in sound money. Ron Paul is an Austrian economist. Money has to be backed by gold and silver. That is honest money. Fiat money is not honest money. Bill Stills is right in that we must get rid of the Federal Reserve and we must have a monetary system that is not based on debt. However, where I depart with Bill Stills is he believes that we should return to another fiat monetary system, but this one controlled by the government rather than the Federal Reserve. To me, another fiat monetary system will be like jumping from the frying pan into the fire. All of our economic problems and the collapse of our economy that we are seeing today is a result of a fiat monetary system, or money that is not backed by anything. Can we trust the government with the ability to print unlimited amounts of money? I say no. History has proven that fiat money does not work over the long term. Now, Bill Stills points out some examples where he says fiat money did work, but these instances were over a short period of time. Sure, fiat money will work over a short period of time, but history has proven that in every single case it has always turned out the same. Government cannot resist the temptation to continue printing money. By printing more money, they create inflation, and inflation, as I have discussed in other videos, inflation is an insidious, hidden tax. Now, that is a perfect situation for a politician. He's able to tax the people in an unlimited way, and most of the people don't even realize they're being taxed because the inflation is always blamed on someone else. I believe we need to keep our government in check. I believe that a government that is not kept in check will revert to a corrupt government. I think our current government has proven that all too well. Our founding fathers knew this, which is why they wrote the Constitution and our Bill of Rights in such a way as to limit the power of federal government. Unlimited ability to print money is unlimited power. Do we want to give our federal government unlimited power? Of course not. They have totally proven themselves to be incapable of any kind of restraint. We must get off of a fiat monetary system, and we cannot replace it with another monetary system that is fiat. We must go back to honest money. Honest money is money that is backed by a commodity. In other words, real money, like money has always been historically. This is Survival Doc, reminding you, be prepared or be prepared to be fleeced.